After a prolonged political honeymoon, a few broken campaign promises, and a larger-than-expected budget deficit, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's term in office is set to hit the two-year mark in November. That means, in about 3 weeks, the majority Liberal government will have completed half of its mandate. An Angus Reid survey of 1,492 Canadian adults released Friday evaluates how the Prime Minister has done so far. Read more. Trudeau's approval goes up despite Omar Khadr's settlement. Ipsos poll finds the poll looked at Canadians' overall impression of the government and Trudeau's leadership and found that 48% of those surveyed approve of the Liberal government's performance, while 45% disapprove, and the remainder were unsure. It noted that younger Canadians were most likely to support the Prime Minister, and have consistently been his most faithful base of support. It is interesting more women view him favorably, Pauline Binge, a Canadian politics and public policy professor at the University of Toronto, noted. According to the survey, women in all age brackets are more likely than their male counterparts to support the Prime Minister. Watch as the Justin Trudeau honeymoon over. Canadians were fairly split when it came to his overall accomplishments. 34% said his accomplishments in office outweigh his failures, but 39% thought the opposite. Angus Reid Forum also took a deeper look into the Trudeau government's biggest policy hits and misses. Here are some notable ONS Trudeau's hits so far. Gender-balanced cabinet. Canadians surveyed by Angus Reid largely approved of Trudeau's decision to appoint a gender-balanced cabinet, a move that earned him international acclaim. About 70% of Canadians approved, while 17% disapproved and 13% were unsure. Similarly, Canadians were also on board 60% with Bill C-16, which added gender identity and gender expression as a basis of discrimination in the Canadian Human Rights Act. Watch. Trudeau explains thought process behind gender-balanced cabinet. Income tax change lowering the tax rate for Canadians who earn between $44,700 and $89,400 was also widely supported, 84% by Canadians, 8% disapproved. Read more. Income tax in Canada turns 100. Here's how much money Canadians have paid since 1917 when it comes to the government's proposed small businesses taxes. Canadians were more split. While many entrepreneurs and small businesses have expressed concern, many Canadians said they were unsure about the changes. Canada's reputation in the world. Trudeau's persona and handling of international affairs have improved the country's reputation on the world stage, the poll said. About 54% of Canadians think he's had a positive impact, 16% think the opposite, the rest are unsure or neutral. Dave Korzinski, a researcher at the Angus Reid Institute, explained that the Prime Minister's largely positive tone and support for diversity are resonating with the public. Canada's reputation is thriving right now and a lot of it is the face of the government, and that's Trudeau, he said. Binge noted, however, that it's a long-term Liberal practice to put more effort into their reputation on the world stage, while Conservative governments typically focus on their approval within Canada. Watch. PM Trudeau joins in earthquake aid efforts during Mexico City visit. Carbon tax. The Trudeau government's mandatory call for provinces to put a price on carbon emissions has been well received by Canadians overall, however, there are strong regional divides. While 52% of Canadians back the move, the majority of respondents in Saskatchewan 67%, Manitoba 50% and Alberta 59% disapproved of the move. Read more. Justin Trudeau touts carbon pricing during Saskatoon fundraising speech. Trudeau's misses so far. Budget deficits. The most disappointment would be in the financial issues, Korzinski explained of Trudeau's misses. The Liberals promised modest deficits of about $10 billion during their mandate, followed by a balanced budget by the next election. The $201,617 budget was $17.8 billion in the red, and similar deficits are expected next year. 70% of Canadians surveyed disagreed with the government's decision to run larger than promised deficits. Watch. Does the federal government have a plan to eliminate the deficit? Electoral reform. During the 2015 election campaign, Trudeau promised that the election would be the last conducted on the first past the post system. That won't be the case, after the government backed away from the electoral reform pledge, citing a lack of consensus. About 66% of respondents said breaking the promise was wrong, while only 34% said Trudeau made the right decision. Watch. Trudeau responds to broken promise on electoral reform. Settlement with Omar Khadr. The government's $10.5 million settlement with former child soldier and Guantanamo Bay detainee Omar Khadr was one of the Liberals' most controversial moves. It left 59% of Canadians disapproving of the decision, and 25% approving and 16% unsure. Read more. Here's why Omar Khadr is getting $10 million from the Canadian government. Trudeau himself has said the deal with Khadr makes him angry, but said it was necessary because a Canadian's rights were violated. Watch. PM Trudeau hopes outrage over Khadr settlement leads to change. Would Canadians vote Liberal again? While Trudeau still has 2 years left in his term, Canadians were asked who they would vote for if an election were called tomorrow. The answer was split. Support for both the Liberals and Conservatives sat at 35%, while the NDP garnered 18%, Green Party got 6%, and Bloc Québécois got 4%. This is a really interesting time, Korzinski said, noting that newly minted NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is rising in popularity and that could change things in the next election. Where support will go is really up in the air. Binge agreed that it's too early to know what will happen 2 years from now. I don't think this necessarily is an indication of how people will vote in the election, she said. This survey was completed by 1,492 Canadian adults who are members of the Angus Reid Forum, between October 10–12, 2017. It is considered accurate 2.5 percentage points, 19 times out of 20. Copyright 2017 Global News, a division of Chorus Entertainment Inc.